So it's basically getting into, it's better basically to learn, or it's a different form of learning when you're going through experiences instead of knowledge transfer or somebody informing you of something. Because there's different types of learning. I could sit here and teach this brother all day, but would it be the best experience, would it be the best knowledge for him is when he actually go out there in the field and get his own work done. Then he can really see the things in which I instilled unto him, because it's different types of learning, you know? And everybody learns different, so that's how the Most High deals with you according to how you can learn. But he gives you these different tools that you can pick from, you know, to fix whatever problem it is, you know?
Yeah, just to add, this is why we go through personal burdens and being chastised of the Lord, for us to gain experience, you know, for us to go out and prophesize and then talk about these things and try to warn or, you know, help out, you know, the hopeful elect out there, you know. And, you know, like you said, you know, basically in this experience we going through, Slacky.
I mean, to even back up the point, because what experience mean? Experience means to try out. You know, they got a saying in the world, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Because what? You're supposed to learn from your experiences. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes. So if you fall victim to the same mistake in which you were once tried upon, that's shame on you. You know? So experience is key. You know, the Lord will have you go through certain situations, you know, just in case if the same situation arises, you know how to handle the situation. You know how to move accordingly, according to the scriptures, you know?
Yeah, I lost my train of thought, but it came back. It's a difference between, you know, somebody informing you or telling you a story, and then you go and relate the story and say it and tell it. Then you actually going through it and living through it. You know, you're not actually understanding it at first, but then when this is all done and over with, you understand what that whole situation was about. That's in you that nobody could take from you. But if somebody tell you, you know, you going off of what he told you, then you know that it's true.
Right.
You know that it's true, but it's not the experience that was given unto you, somebody that passed it down unto you.
Okay.
So the more personal experience which us being afflicted and going through this hell that Yahawashi put us upon is to make us stronger into that, to be ready for that battle.
Right.
You know, and for us to stay stronger to the end, man. And it's to build up your faith. You know? Experience is key, man.
And our experiences, this is what makes a true man of Yahawashi, man. You know? And it takes a real man of the Lord to be able to look at themselves, examine themselves, and accept the good, the bad, and the ugly about themselves, and then work on it. The scriptures say, be renewed. You can get it real quick for me?
Everybody day was this.
Yeah, 4:16. You know, so every day we face different challenges, which let us know our true character of ourselves. You know, whether we're a man of the Lord or whether we leaning more towards the worldly side, you know, and still have more of that old man within us. So day by day, we shedding off that old man and truly becoming a man of truth, honesty, faithful, love, sincerity, and a man of character of Yahawashi.
The 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day.
Right, the spiritual side of you, man. So you got to let go of all of the worldly, the carnal thoughts, the carnal ways. It's going to take time. But if you're a man of the Lord, you're going to do it. Because you know what you got to do, man. As these times are approaching, we facing more real manly, more ancient situations, man. You know, we've been so pacified and so babied within the society that it frightens and it terrifies a man to be able to look upon himself and to face those demons, man. You can't be scared to face your own demons, man. That's the biggest thing about this, man. That's why people don't like to look at that man in the mirror. They don't like to look at their own reflection, man. They don't like to be told about themselves because they fear that. They fear that they have to change. You know what I'm saying? But once you actually going through those situations, you realize that you changed for the better, and you glad that you went through those situations, man. You know, everything is all for the good of Yahawashi and him working with his spirit within us, man.
Yeah, quick precept. Romans chapter 12 and 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. You know, that speaks for itself. You know?
Yeah, someone you can go back into that.
Reading on. It says, it may be the most important source of personal, professional development and improvement. It is also an important way to bring together theory and practice. Through reflection, a person is able to see and label forms of thought and theory within the context of his or her work.
Read that one more time.
It says, it is also an important way to bring together theory and practice. Through reflection, a person is able to see and label forms of thought and theory within the context of his or her work.
Right, so this is where you really get to test what theory and actual practice, okay? Because the theory is the things that you think within your own head. Like if I go through this situation, how I think I will deal with it. Now, the Most High knows your every thoughts. So if you're going through a certain situation and you thinking that you're going to deal with it this way, or you profess it to a brother that you will deal with this situation in this way, the Most High is going to test you on that. So now you get the actual practice to see if you're going to live up to those words in which you professed out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? So read that last part one more time.
So let me just bring out this quick precept on that point. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, I'll start at verse 1. It says, this scripture is to back up the brother's point, whatever situation that you may be placed in, and if you tell a brother, look, I'll handle the situation this way, and the Heavenly Father's going to test you on to see if you're going to handle the situation, in which the way that you mentioned to the brother, this is a scripture. This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. It says, judge not that ye be not judged. For with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again. So whatever you say to a brother, or whatever judgment you say to a brother, the Lord is going to put you in that predicament for it to be measured unto you, to see if you're going to go according to the words in which you spoke. Are you going to be a hypocrite, or are you going to be a man of your word? That's how Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi deals. It says, it is also an important way to bring together theory and practice. Through reflection, a person is able to see and label forms of thought and theory within the context of his or her work.
Right, so you got to be able to label your different forms of thought, through every single situation, man. As I said, it's different forms of learning. It's different forms of thought. So with your different thoughts, you got to be able to put things in a proper perspective. That's what the Most High wants you to do, okay? When you're dealing with a woman. Now, a woman is an emotional situation. But do you go all out with emotions with a woman? No. You got to deal with her as a man. You come at her with reason and logic because you're the guide unto that woman. So you got to know how to deal with things in this proper perspective. Or you're dealing with something on the job. You just can't get emotional and wild out and, be bringing the truth out at the job. You know what I'm saying? You got to put things in the proper perspective. You know you're there to do a job. Even though they heathens, you know that in your mind it's the hell with them, but you still have to do accordingly. So now you got to play the role unto them. So it's about putting things in its proper perspective, man, and knowing how to play your position. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
because a good help is, when you vent and or you got that passion, you got that fiery spirit on you from the Lord. That comes out when you in camp. When you're not in camp, you Clark Kent. You're just a regular man. You should be really not, out there and about letting everybody know who you are, this and that. Because all you're going to do is bring drama to yourself, man. I know when you're young, you got the fiery spirit on you. You want to tell everybody about the truth. But when you get a little older in the spirit, you notice like, yo, I wouldn't even got in that argument if I was, but it's the Lord though, the fight. But when you gain experience, you know what I'm saying? And you start to learn that I ain't got to tell this woman, she just ain't going to get it. Fuck the hell, black woman. I ain't about to sit and argue with her and make her do this and that. You just know in your mind that, look, she's a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are the times in which you look back at your old self, when, like you said, when you was younger. Because you gain that experience now, so now your spirit is just more settled. It just comes naturally. You'll start to change and you don't even notice it. That's the spirit of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Change not going to come overnight, but it's going to come when you least expect it. And then when it just happens, after a while, then you might not notice it right away, but then you notice like, damn, you know, I've grown. You know what I'm saying? All praise Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, you know?
Yeah, because you could have been a person in the world where you just react off impulse. You know, if somebody says something to you, you're ready to put hands on them. Or if somebody go contrary to your belief, you're ready to lash out in an argument. You know, but pursuant to this scripture, we're not supposed to move in that manner. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." You know, so that's how we're supposed to move while we're in this truth. You know, that's why you're not supposed to go out there, you know, teaching the word on your job. You know, because out there we're sheep, but we're in the midst of wolves. So if you go out there teaching the word, you know, it's totally contrary to the rules and regulations of the job. You know, you'll end up getting fired, you know, teaching the word, or even wearing your garments, you know, out there in the world. You know, people are not supposed to know what you're about. You know, you're supposed to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, you know, just for you to maneuver in this world, you know.
So you go back to reading that definition.
This is a person who reflects throughout his or her practice is not just looking back on past actions and events, but is taking a conscious look at emotions, experiences, actions, and responses, and using that information to add to his or her existing knowledge base and reach a higher level of understanding.
And that's what this thing is all about. Paying attention critically to those, not just the past actions, okay, but the ones that you could potentially make within the future, your emotions, how you react to this situation, how you deal with this situation. Those are all the different facets that you have to be able to look at within yourself to be able to add them to the things that you already know, the understanding that you already apply on a daily basis, and the wisdom that you already have through the spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, to be able to grow and further your stint within this truth, man, so that you can continue to endure. You know, because many brothers, you may just look at enduring as just, you know, pushing the lessons and just going out there on camp, you know. But you got to be able to endure within yourself, because you are your worst enemy. So you got to be able to battle yourself. Can you have endurance against yourself, man? Against the demons that's what's inside of you. Because you running the marathon with those demons that's within inside of you, man. Are you going to outrun those demons? Are you going to last the long haul and pass out them demons, man? You know? Only you can do that through the spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and you taking a conscious effort to sincerely look at yourself on a daily basis, man. That's truly being a man of the Lord, man. You know?
Yeah, just to add, you know, when you humble, you know, you humble and sincere. When you humble and being sincere, when you sincere and humble, you know, you examining yourself automatically, because you looking at yourself, you know, and you're gonna ask yourself questions, you know, in your own mind and in your conscience, before you probably manifest it to a brother and go, yo, how you know, think I was, you know what I'm saying? You do it in your mind first, but if you don't have it there first, then you don't really, you're not really in the right spirit. You're not really in the right spirit. You know, a true man of the Lord, you know, being that we are young men, you examine yourself, and you're going to ask yourself those questions to actually pick out the small little things about yourself, so you know how to conduct yourself. You know, you're seeing what you look like. You know, it's not, you can't get caught up into the hype and the fame, or to the, you know, what people may say about you, this and that. You take it with love and courage and more faith. But you push the shit away, and you make sure that you know you doing the things that the Lord delighted, man. You know what I mean? So that you can look forward to another day being in this truth.
This is Sirach 32:19. Do nothing without advice, and once thou hast once done, repent not. So the advice that you're supposed to seek first and foremost is through the spirit of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Before you even go to a brother, you know, especially if it's a big situation, you call upon the Lord first. You ask the Lord, Lord, can you give me the wisdom to do this? Can you allow me the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom to see through this situation? Give me the spiritual discernment to be able to deal with these situations, so I can better myself within this truth, to be a better servant for you. You know what I'm saying? And then secondarily, you will go into a brother for whatever advice that he can give you through the spirit of the Lord. That's the proper order of things, you know?